What is up, guys? Thanks for joining us for part 2. I am Charlie with the Horrible Gamers, being joined by
Spitfire with the Horrible.
And this is part 2 of Arche, and moving on to the Firran race. Claw to earth, blood to water, fang to wind, fur to fire. The restless nomadic Firran roam the world. Firran roam the wilds, fueled by dreams of protecting nature and reclaiming their former glory. They believe every life, no matter how small, is not only valuable but plays a critical role in the natural world, and that every Firran must strive to find their purpose and play their part. They start with the buff cat-like reflexes. The Firran's quick reflexes allow them to twist their bodies as they fall and land more nimbly, decreasing fall damage by 20%. And strong claws. The Firran's long, non-retractable claws allow them to climb trees and ladders 30% faster. Alright, and here goes the video for the Firran, and see you guys after the video.
An ancient bard's tale once dubbed the Firran the children of the gale. Firran kits learn to run before they can walk, a must for a race as restless as the wind. Usually settlers record their lives or build towers in the ground, but not the Firran. They see no need for hearth or home, and require little more than dew to moisten their throats and meat to fill their bellies. Centuries ago, when war tore Auroria, the hero Taiyang led the Firran onslaught. It's said that when he fell, slain by his best friend, the plains burst into flame in protest. When the Firran fled Auroria, they left their grief behind. The wind of their new range brushed their tears away. Other settlers were puzzled by the cat people's feral ways, especially the wealthy Harani. Their suspicions jinxed peace from the start. No Harani was ever praised for his genial nature, and the clash with the Firran came swiftly. Though the children of the Gale claimed more victories, their opponent was an entire empire, whirring with advanced technology and trained fighters. To stand against such a well-oiled machine, the Firran had to build their own empire. They called it Temi, and for the Harani, victory became even rarer. Fighting their swift, fierce opponents was like fighting a storm. The Harani backed off. Meanwhile, the Firran grew accustomed to their homestead and began assimilating Harani ways. The Harani bided their time, waiting for the Firran to forget how to fight like the wind. This time, when the Harani struck, their domination was absolute. The Temi Empire shattered like ice, sending shards of Firran back to the wilds. But the wind does not stay quiet forever. Nomads again, the Firran found strength in the plains. They left their grief in the Temi ruins and let the wind brush away their tears. Their power and might rose like a thunderhead. Hundreds of years passed. Seers announced the birth of a new Great Mara. He was to lead the Firran back to the plains of their ancestors, on Auroria, just as Taiyang had prophesied. The key will be to keep the history of Temi from repeating itself. To reclaim the plains, not by building an empire, but by embracing the wild nature of the wind, by embracing the spirit of Taiyang that still lives in you all.
Alright, that was the history of the Firran, which I believe, Spitfire, you're going to be a Firran?
Yes, sir, I am.
And you're going to be male or female?
I'm gonna be a male.
Oh, but they're female. Okay.
I know.
Yeah, he does look pretty beast.
Yeah.
Okay. Next is the Harani, which is what I will be playing as. We may bend, but we do not break. Harani are survivors in the truest sense of the word. Others may do anything to succeed and meet their gods in the process, but Harani will do anything to live. Practical, cunning, and family-minded, it is no surprise the strength of their new kingdom rivals the strength of the kingdom they lost. They start with portal mastery. The far-flung Harani Empire has forced its people to master the use of portals for quick travel, reducing the cast time and cooldown on their recall ability by 30%. And jungle tamers, settling the jungles of Mahadevi, taught the Harani to be efficient in their labor, reducing the time required for logging trees and gathering herbs by 10%. Alright, and here is the history of the Harani. See you guys after the video, and we'll get right into creating a character.
Harani never fight a battle they cannot win. Even centuries ago, during the war between gods and heroes, the other races were destroyed. But the peoples now called Harani were smarter. They knew when to fight and when to pull back, when to survive. Though their palaces on Auroria were razed to dust, this one people remained intact. The goddess Nui tried to save everyone caught in the war, regardless of race. But neither fighting nor fleeing side by side could turn such disparate empires into a family. The survivalists built a new kingdom in their new lands. But again, it was destroyed, now by an upstart prince. Did they take revenge? Again, no. This prince was powerful, and survivalists do not fight losing battles. They burned their broken flags, left their temples to the wilds, and changed their dynasty. Reborn as Harani, they began building a new and grander kingdom. Surviving and flourishing is the ultimate revenge. Enemies must watch you rise above them. The newborn empire contained barren savannas, verdant plains, icy peaks, and sun-baked plateaus. It was the largest empire built by any race since the Great Exile. It came to rival Auroria in both beauty and prosperity. Then, disaster. The Empress died, and her sole heir vanished. Rival factions split the empire. Many abandoned their homes in the jungle capital. It wasn't seen as a risky move. True survivalists can survive anywhere. Perhaps criminals like the Shadowhawks are the other side of this coin. They too do whatever it takes to survive, to profit, to flourish. They will deal with anyone from king to beggar, knight to thief. What most Harani don't know is that this crime guild carries their true name. On Auroria before the war, the most glorious and legendary survivors were known as Shadowhawks.
Alright, so that is the history of the Harani. So now that you know the backstories of all four races, let's jump right into it. I'm going to be Harani. So next we click on appearance. And now, try to create a face. Have you already created a character?
Nope.
Okay.
Why does this Harani have an afro? I mean, this Firran have an afro.
I don't know, but that's pretty hilarious.
There's an afro hairstyle. Yeah.
I don't have an afro hairstyle. I do have an Elvis, though.
I have an afro. Dude's just like, I've got an afro.
Thank you very much. Okay, There we go. Since we're going to be creating a ninja, let's go ahead and go all ninja-y. I'm going to go anime style ninja-y.
I'm having fun just by spinning around and watching the hair move.
You are a special...
Man, it's so flowy.
You-
Oh my god.
You are truly a special breed.
Why does this cat need to have a yellow mohawk? Oh, that's better, but it's not long enough. Right, but not. It's not how long. Wow, this dude is messy. What is that? Double tied with the zone dreads. Okay then. For a second there, I thought that was a Joe Dirt look, but it wasn't.
Alright. Got my appearance here.
I don't.
Wait. I already have an appearance. By Horrible Gamer. Confirm. There we go.
Huh? Those are the what now?
That was easy.
Oh, was
I
it?
think I'm going. I think I'm going to get rid of the goatee. Yeah. Okay. And now we move on to select skill set. I mean, if you want to go any further than this, you can. There's like your skin, your paint, but then you go over here to your eyes, and you can go to details, and there's so many sliders that you can choose from. It's ridiculous how much customer
Customer service?
yeah, there you go. It's ridiculous how much character customization you have in this. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous, all the sliders you have. So, okay. Select skill set. Alright, so. First, we're going to enter a name. Oh, it won't let me enter a name. Okay. First is Battle Rage. We'll get through the first 3, and then in part 3, we'll come back and finish the 3 and get loaded up into the world. Battle Rage. Skill set. The Battle Rage skill set is symbolized by Kyrios, the god of destruction. The devastating attacks of his devotees bombard the enemies mercilessly until finally their foes kneel, bleeding, and bow before pure destructive victory. Difficulty is 3 stars to play this class. They start with triple slash, mana 30, instant, range 4 meters, melee attack 130%. Attacks up to 3 times in a row, dealing physical damage each hit. Attack 1 shakes enemy for 3 seconds. Attack 2 deals additional damage if enemy is tripped. Attack 3 increases melee damage plus 100% and hits multiple enemies in front of you. Has a 15% chance to reset the cooldown on charge and behind enemy lines. Next is Frenzy. Mana 295, instant, range caster only, 1 minute 30 second cooldown. Increases melee attack and magic attack plus 30 each time. You receive damage and absorbs 21% of all received magic damage. Reduces your physical defense by 10% each time you damage an enemy. Effect lasts for 35 seconds, then stuns you for 4 seconds. And then Whirlwind Slash. Mana 78, instant, range caster only. Effect range 5 meters, 12 second cooldown. Melee attack 200%. Inflicts 111 physical damage on many nearby enemies. Alright, specialized for melee battles, this skill set offers a good balance between attack and defense. Though its combat speed is generally slower than other skill sets, it does allow for various combos to take down enemies quickly and effectively. Alright, now that we have a skill set selected, we can enter a name, so we're going to go with Horrible Gamer YouTube. Okay. Moving on to sorcery. The ancient archmage Aurangzeb symbolizes sorcery. His followers unleash powerful, unpredictable magic into versatile elemental and protection spells, just as Aurangzeb once controlled his anger and sadness to confront his bloody destiny with serenity. Difficulty is 3.5 stars to play this. start with Flame Bolt. Deals 3 magic damage to any enemy. Or to an enemy. Can be used up to 3 times in a row without triggering a cooldown. Attack 1 inflicts burning for 3.2 seconds. Attack 3 converts 20% of damage dealt to enervated enemies to mana. Inflicts conflagration on burning enemies. All 3 attacks deal 12% additional damage on shielded targets. And then you have Chain Lightning. Fires lightning bolts to deal 285 magic damage and shock an enemy. May also affect other enemies within 5 meters. Can strike up to 5 times, dealing 50% less damage with each subsequent hit. And you have Meteor Strike. Mana 1663, cast time 5 seconds, range 25 meters. Calls down a meteor, dealing 808 magic damage to all enemies in the target area. Also inflicts tripped on all enemies hit for 3 seconds. Alright, this skill set offers devastating magic attacks, although its cast times can be somewhat longer than other skill sets. It includes a variety of area effects to target multiple enemies at once. And last but not least for this video, Archery. The Ancient Plains warrior Taiyang pledged to protect the Firran tribes with true aim and an honest soul. He keeps his pact even in death by bestowing his powers on anyone with a pure heart. His disciples used ranged attacks to pursue foes unrelentingly and deal a vicious justice. It only takes 2.5 stars to play this character in difficulty. And they start with Piercing Shot. Fires a toxic arrow, dealing 42 range damage immediately and 116 damage over 14 seconds. Damage is reduced by 20% if target is within 8 meters. Also has showers a distant target with missile rain. Showers a distant target with arrows to deal 122 to 126 range damage. When this skill levels up, it increases damage, but also cast time. And then Intensity gradually increases range critical rate over 15 seconds. Grants immunity to fear. Abilities with long range, fast cast speed, and quick movement make up the bulk of this skill set, more than making up for its relative lack of defense. Alrighty. And so those are your 3 beginner classes: Battle Rage, Sorcery, and Archery. The next 3 are going to be Vitalist, Occultist, and Shadow. You have Shadow Play, Vitalism, and Occultism. Alright, see you guys in the next video.